One of them had the RO unit, which was reverse osmosis. All right, so they took care of that. So anytime something would come up, they would be the ones to go down and take care of it. Okay, now there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just a question for you guys to think about. How would you rate your current ability as a leader? Very high. I see myself as a natural leader, and I have had the chance to practice leadership skills. High, I see myself as a natural leader, but I have not had many opportunities to practice these skills yet. Or moderate. I'm unsure if I have the skills of a leader, but I am excited for the opportunity to learn and practice. Or D, low. I'm unsure if I have the skills of a leader, and I am a bit nervous about being put in a leadership role. Where do you guys feel you're at? Huh? C? You think B? Everybody wants to be a leader, right? But the thing is, it's easy, as I said before, to get somebody in off the street to bark orders. The thing is, as a leader, there's a lot that goes into it. You've got to know your people, all right? You got to know what their skills are, what their strengths. They say weaknesses, but I call it shortcomings, all right? I don't like that word weakness, but anyways. So their skills and what their shortcomings are. So that way, as I mentioned before, as a good leader, you're going to pair the individuals up so it helps them both. All right? Anybody else? You see yourself, where you see yourself on here? Cadet Cora, where you see yourself?
B.
B? Okay, so we got 2 B's, we got 1 C. What about you, Cadet Davis? Where do you see yourself? A C. What about you, Cadet Bradfield?
B.
A B? What about you, Cadet Helm? Where do you see yourself? A C. And what about you, Cadet Kiser? Where do you see yourself? C.
Chief, I think it helps when you're leading a group of people, like just during usually during color hours, it helps you when you're
It
helps
does.
you a lot.
It does. And see, that's the thing about being in ROTC. You will have that opportunity, all right? And that's why it's important for you guys to sign up for the color guards and for things like that. Because you'll get that opportunity to lead the group, all right? Leadership and management are essentially the same thing.
False.
You all agree with that?
Yes.
Survey says, correct. Anyone can become a good leader with a desire to acquire those skills and some practice. My battery's going dead. Can you get somebody to read that for me?
Can I read it?
Yes, you can read it.
Okay. Leadership is different from management leadership. The art of influencing and directing people to accomplish mission. Management, supervising the use of resources to achieve team objectives.
Okay, so you guys understand that. Leadership is the art of influencing and directing people to accomplish the mission, right? Or the goals that are set for that unit. And management Brandon, Kelsey, and Cyrus.
Huh? It might be in the door credit.
Okay. Yeah. Silas, I need you to,
Me? What did I do?
yes,
I don't know what you did.
I didn't do that.
you'll be coming back,
Huh?
you'll be coming back.
He has my.
I'm sorry. I'll be
It's
back.
okay, I'll do my phone. Alright, hush, 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 that's enough.
I think I should be good for graduate. I think I can use those.
It'll make you feel like training.
Okay, so back to this. So basically, management is supervising the use of resources. In other words, the materials that's needed to make the repairs to the equipment that's down, right? Okay, somebody read that.
Sure, you lead people and you manage things.
Exactly. Keep that in mind because you're gonna be tested on that. All right? Can I get somebody to read that for me, please?
For the leader's tailored his approach based on the environment and the readiness of his team to tackle the challenge. Readiness, degree to which follower demonstrates the ability and willingness to accomplish the task. This is called situation leadership.
Leadership. As we had talked about before, right? Somebody read that. Yeah, you gotta speak up, I'm a little deaf.
It's flexible in nature, based on the abilities, knowledge, skills, and emotion levels of team members.
Requires that leader know his or her people and their skills well. It might look different and the leader was more
Oriented, oriented.
toward people versus toward the task.
Okay. As I said before, that is one of the most important things about a leader is to know the people, right? I mean, I'm not gonna send somebody that don't have any knowledge, technical knowledge, right, down to work on a vital piece of equipment, all right? But what I would do, if I know my people well, I will match him up with somebody that is very strong in their technical knowledge. So that way they can learn, all right? And there again, that's the leader bringing them up on their knowledge to where they need to be, all right? And again, it might look different if the leader was more oriented toward the people versus toward the task. It's very important for the, I can't stress it enough, for the leader to know his people, all right? Cadet Kiser, can I get you to read those for me, please?
Toward people, focus on interaction of his or her people and uses this to complete the task. Relationship behavior. Focus on the job to be done and how to best use his or her people to that end task behavior.
Okay, so basically, in a sense, toward the task, you would look at as your leader coming down saying, okay, hey, we've got to get this done, and I need you to go do this, this, and this, all right? This is more toward, you're looking out for your people, but you're more interacting with your people in a relationship type way, all right? 4 leadership styles. You got participating, selling, delegating, and telling. And like I said, as a good leader, you'll know the situation in which style to use. Because a good leader will utilize all of them, all right? I get somebody to read this for me, please.
Leadership grid shows distinct but complementary, oh my gosh, I can't speak. Complementary leadership behaviors. And then task orienteering, relationship orienteering, and then that's, I guess, all I do.
Okay, how about that one?
Style behaviors, directing others, supervising them closely, following up to ensure task completion.
So as we go through these, look at these and see if you can tell where my leadership style is. What kind of leadership style I have.
Why don't you do both?
Well, just as we go through them, just sit and think about that. And it's not gonna be any right or wrong answer, all right? So the telling style behaviors is directing others, supervising them closely, following up to ensure the task completion. Okay, can I get somebody to read that one for me?
Closely supervises, explains relationships between task and encourages questions.
And encourages questions, right? Okay, what about this one? Deb Bradfield, can I get you to read that for me?
Participating style behaviors offers ideas for tasks, shares responsibilities for decision making, and allows others to structure their tasks as they like.
Okay, can I get somebody to read that one for me?
Can I read it, Chief?
Yes.
I'm turning into
Delegating style behaviors, responsibility passed to team for decision-making, problem-solving, and implementing. That's like half weird, I don't like that.
Okay, so that would be like, I would say, okay, Cadet Chandler,
Yes, Chief.
I want you to put together the color guard team for Saturday,
Blake, Molly, Anna, and Jax.
okay? Now, I might also say, hey, Cadet Chandler, we need to put together a color guard team, I want you to do that. But I'm thinking more of the younger cadets, because I want to get them more involved. But you have the free reins, you'll be able to make the call, all right?
Yes, Chief.
If there's anything that comes up, then you would take care of that problem. Participating style would be like we would sit and talk about it if there was issues, all right? I would be involved with that. So, thinking about these styles, as I said before, think about the style of my leadership. What style you think it might be, all right? Which of the following leadership styles do you think most closely represents your natural style? You said me?
Which one do you think I am?
Definitely, no.
Okay. Definitely, so there's no room for interpretation.
Okay, now here's another thing to keep in mind, okay? With the delegating, see if I remember this correctly, delegating, you can delegate something, but as the leader, you're gonna be sole responsible. So anything should happen, because that's one thing you will not be able to delegate is responsibility, all right?
Chief, I feel like if anything happens, we go to Chief. I feel like she's like, everybody goes to Chief, right?
Because I'm wonderful.
Unless I go to Jen.
Unless you go to
Like you and Jen.
Well, you go to Jen for like supply issues.
Yeah. So what do you guys think on this? What do you guys, does everybody say B? You think your natural style is selling on your leadership? You said C? Participating? The thing about it is too, with my time in the service, as I was coming up, I got to experience all of them. And I was like, okay, hey, look, I like this, but but then also I had the opportunity to use them and figure out the situation that I need to use them in. And being in the program, that's something that you'll learn too, all right? Okay, here's one for you. Can somebody read that for me?
Can I read it?
Yes.
Yay. You have accepted the leadership role of running a group of volunteers for an after-school reading program for elementary students. The volunteers are high school students who seem unsure of their abilities and may not need a lot of encouragement. Who may need a lot of encouragement. Which leadership style do you think you will need to adopt? On top. A, telling, B, selling, C, participating, D.
So which of these do you think that you would, huh?
C.
B?
C.
C?
C.
Participate.
I just wonder.
Anybody else? What do you think it might be? B? C. Participate. So everybody, let's see a show of hands who thinks it's C. Okay. How many thinks it's A? You think it's A, but you also said,
Only one answer matters. The best answer.
how about B?
I don't know.
You think B?
I think that,
Anybody else?
what could be wrong?
I think it could
How
be,
many for C? Let's see a show of hands for C.
I think it could be a little bit of everything.
You think?
Yeah.
Read the question again.
Do I need to reread?
Yes, please. And do it louder if you could.
Okay. Do I need to stand in front of the class? You have accepted the leadership role of running a group of volunteers for an after-school reading program for elementary students. The volunteers are high school students who seem unsure of their abilities and may need a lot of encouragement. I think what's good.
I think it's unsure of their abilities. I think that would be the key.
B. Did I change my answer to B?
B. So everybody says?
I'm about to
B
say.
it is. Because what you gotta do now is you gotta try to sell it to them, all right, on their abilities. You know, hey, look, this is not really hard, it's not rocket science, but it will also give you, it will allow you to feel good.
I'm doing that 90%.
Okay, can somebody read that for me, please?
Successful leaders make decisions that enhance all, not just themselves, realize they are also, that they also have superiors to whom they are accountable. Servants examples of fair play, community, consistent needs, feedback, suggestions of all, understanding that leadership is about right, not just order and popularity.
Okay. So successful leaders make decisions that will enhance all, in other words, the unit itself, and not just themselves. As I told you before, with me, if it was bad news, I took it to the captain, all right? And I took the chewings for it. But if they completed a job, or if they did something that was good, then they approached the captain with that, all right? So a good leader will always look out for the goods, all right? But realize that they also have superiors to whom they are accountable. In other words, I was always accountable to the captain. So, and that's why I always took the chewings, it didn't bother me. I much rather take the chewings than my guys to take the chewings. They serve as examples of fair play, integrity, and dependability. If you had a leader that you couldn't depend on, I don't think you would be all in following him, would you? Right? And then, of course, that goes with the integrity too. Right? It listens to the needs and feedback and suggestions of all. So in other words, they will take a census and see where you're at. You know, what the morale of the group is. Understand that leadership is about blank, not just glory, popularity. What do you think that is? Huh?
Responsibility.
Huh?
Leader's responsibility.
I was gonna say that too, Jack, so, well, that's true.
responsibility. Survey says
Yes.
responsibility. All right. Oh, okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay. Successful leaders also will roll up their sleeves and help others when the going gets tough. All right. Remember, I told you guys about the young sailor that came to me and said, "Chief, we got a proposition for you. If we can go 30 days without having you help us, and we can troubleshoot the equipment on our own, can you give us this?" And I was like, "Well, what's in it for me?" He said, "Well, we'll get you what you want." And they went 29 days. All right. And the piece of equipment was a vital piece, and the captain was constantly on me about it, what the status was. And I told him, I said, "You guys got it." They finally came up to me. I went down and actually helped them out. We got it taken care of, got it troubleshot and up and running. And they came up to me and they were like, "Okay, dude, we lost the bet." And I said, "No, you didn't." I said, "You guys did outstanding." I said, so I went ahead and got what it was that they wanted, because they did. Also, a successful leader will know that they will succeed only with the work, the support, and dedication of others. In other words, here again, the team, all right? Because the leader, if he don't have the support of the team and the dedication of the team, he's not gonna be able to do his job, is he? Right?
Do not seek personal recognition. Wait, what?
Recognition.
Oh, but share equally with their team. 9, work for success in organization, not personal gains. 10, know that they are entrusted with leadership power and they must continue to earn it.
Exactly. Again, you know, like I said, I can't stress it enough. A good leader does not seek the personal recognition.
Don't
Right.
take,
All right.
don't take credit for it.
Exactly. You know, but share it equally. I'm constantly told that you guys do an outstanding job when you do the color guard. You know, you guys have gotten better. And I thank them for it, but I tell everybody that it's the cadets, not me, it's the cadets. You know, I just give them the tools for their toolbox. And as a leader, that's the way I look at it, all right? Work for the success of the organization and not personal gain. Here again, it's the program. It's the NJROTC program. As an instructor, it's my job to work for the success of the program. In other words, to help you guys, to give you guys the tools that you need to utilize. And you'll utilize those tools throughout your life. If you don't go into the military, but you go on to college or whatever, or even you decide to work after school, all right? You can still use those skills. And you'll be amazed at how many people do not know anything about leadership, all right? And this one is a big one here. Number 10, know, bless you, know that they are entrusted with leadership power and that they must continue to earn it or lose it, all right? So as a leader, I go out here and I start bullying somebody or I start acting up, all right? Is that the proper showmanship for a leader? No. So I can lose that just as quickly as I can, all right? Can I get somebody to read that for me, please?
Like, exactly.
As a leader, you lead people and manage things. A team situation, duress, how many times a leader spends on each above, considering other factors of mission, people,
as a leader, you're not only leading, but you're also constantly thinking about the situation, all right? So is this a situation I need to step in and say this, do this, or do that? All right? Or can I go ahead and delegate it, or have somebody else do it in that aspect? What is our time?
I don't know.
It's 8:17.
8:17. Okay.
So, here in a minute, can I call my second period and see if I can stay down here, he's, like, finish this?
Okay,
Yeah, I was gonna do the same, so I can see your number of levels.
okay. So, like I said, you know, a leader is constantly thinking about these things, all right? And people, you know, knowing your people well enough, and what style that you're gonna be using for your leadership. Me, I'm kind of more of an individual that I will give somebody a task and I'll talk to them, I'll kind of give them my ideas or the direction that I wanna go. But then they can go ahead and think about it for themselves and choose what direction they wanna take it in. And then I'm gonna just be standing there in the shadow, and as they go forward, if they run into a problem, they can come and talk to me. Can I get somebody to read that?
Me.
Okay.
The leader typically defines the mission and sets goals for completing its tasks. With the mission may instead be set by someone outside the team, meaning the leader must translate it into goals that Blake and Emily will accept, understand, and adopt as their own.
What do you think that is? Any ideas?
Help others. Hold on. It's help others. I don't know. That's just.
That will help others.
Accept.
Will
That
help
will-
others, help, that help others will accept, understand, and adopt. It makes sense.
Any ideas?
Set goals.
I'm actually right.
Survey says,
Oh my gosh.
team members. Meaning the leader must translate it into goals.
That was close.
That would be like, Principal Tarter saying, okay, hey, chief, we need to teach toward this, right? So then, what I do is I set my goals, I set the goals, help set the goals for the team members, right? Then I will talk to the team members about it, and then we'll go forward.
When possible, team members should help set goals. Chief, just so you know, your
And like I
shirt is
said,
bothering me. Your shirt is bothering me. No, the sides, like they're sticking out.
Oh.
It's driving me absolutely nuts.
Okay, can I get somebody to read that for me, please?
Zach,
Leaders must also set standards of performance and make sure that they are understood.
Standards should be reasonable, supportive of mission, clearly defined, constantly enforced on the team members, monitored by the leader as product objectives progress.
Exactly. The standards should be reasonable, alright? The leader must also set the standards of performance and make sure that they are understood.
Chief, I think my high school.
Okay, so we'll stop there and we'll pick that up on Thursday.
Oh, tomorrow's the 2nd. Oh my god.
I won't be here tomorrow.
Not leaving you too much. Absolutely not. Oh, please, you can leave. You can help me leave it.
I won't be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alicia.